Hello everybody and welcome to Scum. Now today's video is all about getting started and how I recommend setting your character out from the get-go to give you the competitive edge right from the start. So it all starts off straight away when you join any server in the character creation menu, and you start out like this. You got Vladimir Putin over here, you got your age is 20, you got your name here, but the main thing we're going to be focusing on is everything above where it says skin color. And as you can see, you've got attribute values here. Attribute values are very important. As you can see, a default of 20-year-old is 3 for strength, 3 for constitution, 5 for dexterity, and 3 for intelligence. But if we do change our age, as you can see, it changes your attribute values. So you do need to change your age to get the best sort of possible attribute values from the get-go. I recommend going anywhere between 35 and 40. I'm going to put it midway at 38. And if we do our body type as a muscular build, as you can see, we have our strength at 5, our constitution at 5, our dexterity at 1.2, and our intelligence at 2.8. What we're going to do now is leave the top 2, strength and constitution, at 5, but we're going to reduce intelligence down to 2 and up dexterity to 2. After that, this is pretty much all you need to do on this page. Of course, you can change your head type, change what your character looks like, and add some tattoos, but I'm just going to put some tattoos on him and then go straight into the next screen. So after you go onto the second screen, you can see that our 4 main attributes have been doubled. We've got strength now of 10 rather than 5, a constitution now of 10 rather than 5, dexterity of 4, and intelligence of 4. And as you can see, you've got loads of different skills that you can put these skill points into. From the get-go, I recommend putting boxing up to medium. Now there's 3 levels that you can access from the get-go. You got no skill, basic, medium, and advanced. There is an advanced plus, but you get that while playing. When you're creating your character, the maximum you can do is advanced. So boxing I recommend putting on medium, and melee weapons I recommend putting on medium as well. Now it's up to you now what you want to do, whether you're more of a rifleman. You can put rifles straight up to medium, and then you can put your handguns to basic, for example, which is usually what I like to do because I'm more of a rifleman myself, but it's up to you whether you're more of a rifleman or whether you would like to use sidearms more, but this is what I recommend for strength. With endurance, I recommend just maxing that out to advanced and then putting the rest of it up to running. And then for the dexterity skills, as you can see, there is only stealth available, so just put all of your dexterity into stealth. And then with your intelligence, I recommend putting survival up to medium and your awareness up to basic. Right here, this is how I set out my character the whole time, and if we click create, as you can see, you've got your sort of criminal record card here, and you can see we've been done for arson. You can't change any of this just yet, but you can in the future, and as you can see, it gives you a breakdown of all the skills that we've got. Of course, this does go up over time as you play the game with this character, but what you do now is you'll click OK, and you'll be dragged into the gas chambers ready for your Scum adventures. Now once you've spawned into the world, the first thing I recommend is look at the ground and start pressing F when it says search for rocks, and as you can see, some rocks will spawn in your vicinity. As soon as you find 2 stones, either small stones or there is another variant called just normal stones, go to your crafting menu, and as you can see, we can make a stone knife for 2 stones or 2 small stones. We click craft straight away, and this will be our first ever item that we craft in Scum. After that, it'll appear in your vicinity. Don't forget, this will, if you walk away, you will not pick up the item, so don't forget, pick up the item, put it somewhere in your inventory. After that, I recommend moving over somewhere in the open, and then you want to right click on your shirt, and then you want to cut it into rags. You'll use your stone knife in your hands to cut your shirt into some rags. And as you can see, some rag strips and normal rags will appear on the floor. Do the same with your pants as well. And as you can see, we've got 5 rags and 2 rag strips. We only need 3 rags for the next clothing item, so what we're going to do is shred 2 of our rags and cut them into rag strips. Now as you can see we have 6 rag strips and 3 rags now, so if we go into crafting, our next item is going to be an improvised courier backpack. But what we need first is some rope, so we are going to make some improvised rope here for 5 rag strips, hence the reason we stripped some of our rags into more rag strips. After that we are now able to make our improvised courier bag, so click craft on that as well. After that's crafted, remember once again it appears in your vicinity, so make sure you pick it up and drag it onto your character. Pick up your stone knife as well as some rag strips, as they'll come in handy later on. Now what we've done there is increased our inventory size to 9 slots rather than before where we just had 3. The next thing what we want to do is we want to go over and find ourselves a bush like this, and it says cut. We're going to use our stone knife to cut this bush, and hopefully we can get some sticks out of this. As you can see in our vicinity we've got small wooden sticks and long wooden sticks. We're going to need 2 of these long wooden sticks, but for now we have 1, so if we go into our crafting menu, as you can see we can make an improvised wooden spear, and that takes a long wooden stick, and of course you need your stone knife to sharpen the stick itself. Now if we go back to our inventory in our vicinity, you see that we've got an improvised wooden spear here, and we can put that in our first slot. We're going to need 1 more spear, so if we go and cut another bush down we should get another long stick. And there we go, if we make 1 more improvised wooden spear. And then equip that in your second slot. Now we have 2 spears, a backpack, and no clothes. So it looks like we're ready to go and do some hunting. Now finding animals in Scum is like finding a nun with herpes. It's very difficult, so when you eventually find one you're likely to have a weapon that can probably kill it, but if you are unfortunate enough not to have that, then there is another alternative. You just crouch, sneak up to the animal from behind, throw your spear at it, and then there is a technique where you hold right click when you're not in combat mode, and you will be able to track the animal's blood and footprints once you have it tagged. Now all you need to do is keep holding right click and you can see animal direction. You just follow that animal direction and it'll stop moving after a while, where you can hit it again with your spear, because that's why you have 2 of them. Or if you do have a weapon, then you could just pop it in the skull. Once the animal is dead, there's 3 stages to skinning it for meat. You first have to skin the skin off of the animal itself, then you cut the animal up into big chunks, and then you cut the animal into smaller chunks which turn into sort of animal steaks which you can then cook. Now each animal is different. You can kill chickens with 1 spear, deers usually take 2, and bears, you're gonna need a few spears, so make sure you track. Tracking is a long game, but that's why it's worth it in the end. You can get a nice meal and enjoy your time in Scum, but like I said, animals are very difficult to find, so you're likely to have a weapon by that time anyway. That's all I can recommend for starting out the right way in Scum, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If this video did help you out, a like is always appreciated. I have a Discord in the description. If you haven't joined it already, go and join. We've just revamped it a little bit to fit Scum more into the feel of the server. I also have my own Scum server. The IP address and all that will be in the description for you. You can join that and have some fun, and then you might be able to kill me, or I might be able to kill you, or we might be able to shit on top of a roof together. Who knows? Anyway guys, love you all, thank you so much for watching, goodbye.